kind of it's kind of not juicy. I guess it's gonna be about the time how I lost a best friend. So this person I met when I was in 10th grade. I'm sorry. When I was in 10th grade, and I simply just met her by her saying, hey, hey. And that's how our whole friendship began. It clearly wasn't like all in one day, like, oh my god, this is my best friend, but it was like gradual. And yeah, but obviously that friendship did not work out, but I'm not mad at it. I'm happy for it. I'm happy that it happened because that's how I ended up meeting my best friend now. Get it? And my other best friend. Yeah. So her name is going to be Brandy. That's what I'm gonna name her. That's not her name. So I don't know where to start. I guess I should start where our friendship started to deteriorate. I told y'all how we met, but it was a pretty extended friendship, like longer, like it was an okay amount of time. So we were friends from when I told you I met her sophomore year to my senior year, but not like the end of my senior year, to be honest. It's just really hard to explain this, but I'm gonna explain this from a certain, so we were pretty cool. Like, we were pretty cool and close until I met my current best friend. Because you know when you start getting friends, you know when someone introduced you to somebody and then you and that somebody get closer than you and the person who introduced you? That's how it was getting. Like, it was like me and my best friend Ronee were just starting to hang out a lot. And Ronee would always be at my house. I would always be doing stuff with Ronee. And it just seemed like everybody in our little friend group was kind of like mad at it and kind of like hating on it because, like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to be Ronee's friend. I don't really know. I don't assume that. Like, I don't think anybody cares about me in that particular way. Like, they wanted to be my friend so bad. I don't think so. But I think it was because they wanted to be Ronee's friend, and maybe I was taking up too much of Ronee's time because we really did start hanging out heavy, like really heavy, like we would do everything together. Like, that was us. So we began to get into like, little arguments, Brandy and I. And every time we would get into an argument, she would say, oh, you're up Ronnie's ass, oh, da-da-da-da. Just mad. like, just mad about bullshit. And it was always, like, petty fights. Like, just, like, dumb shit. Like, really, bitch. Like, really. It was just stupid shit. And it's kind of like, who wants to go through that, like, with a friend? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who really wants to be, like, constantly arguing? Like, and with her, it was like, all right, so when I'm your friend, I'm your friend. And I don't, even if we're fighting, I'm never gonna come at you in a certain manner. And to me, when we were fighting, she would always come at me in a certain manner, and I didn't like it. I would think it was disrespectful because it's like, I thought even if we're fighting, at the end of the day, we're still friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're arguing about something, we're disagreeing about something, but we're still friends. So you should still have that same respect that you have for me when we're friendly and we're talking, for when we're not talking because I'm still your friend. Like, we're just not agreeing on something and we just have an issue about something. So you still need to respect me because I'm, first of all, still a person, and second of all, I'm supposed to be a close friend or a best friend. And that was my issue. And it kind of started around, I think it was Christmas time last year. It was like Christmas break. And we got into like a nasty argument. And it was just like, the first thing she could say is, oh, you just stuck up Ronnie's ass. And then it was like, we had a group message, and, first thing she would do, kick me out the group message, just being petty and just childish. And it's just like, okay, that's fine. Cool. So fast forward, we end up getting, we're friends, so friends fight. So we end up being friends again. But I was still on the guard because, first of all, I don't like people who can never admit their wrongs. I don't like people who can never apologize and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. That's all you have to do, like, in my opinion. Like, that's all I want to hear is, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think that it was going to affect you in that way, or whatever the fuck, whatever it is that you say that. But I don't like people who just want to, like, move on. Like, move on. I'm not going to really address your issue or your problem, because that's not me. Like, I will address my problems. I like to let the person know my problems. I'm not going to, because one, that's not going to help the situation to not occur again. It's just not, because how is that going to help? You know what I'm saying? If you don't know where the shit went wrong or how the shit went wrong, you don't. So that happens, we're friends again, and so then let's fast forward, like, I would say, I don't know, we started just becoming like school friends. Like, that's where I feel like I started to see that. Like, we just started becoming school friends rather than, hey, come over, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go there, let's go do this, let's go do that. I don't know if it's because she was in a new relationship or not. I don't know. I was also in a new relationship. We were literally like 1 month apart in like our dates. I was also in a new relationship too, but I still was with my friends heavy, like, for real. I was still with my friends heavy. I don't do that whole get in a relationship and switch up thing. Like, no, like, my friends are my friends. So I don't know if that was the case, but that kind of like depicted the rest of our relationship. Like, it just depicted the end. Like, this was the end. So we just became more school friends, and I stopped seeing her like outside of school so much. And Ronnie, as per usual, was always at my house, always, that's my bitch. Like, what's up? Shout out to her. And I kind of just got a new friend group, to be honest, because then I started hanging out with Eddie as well, my other best friend. Shout out to him, love you, man. And yeah, that's just that. That was just that. And let's say fast forward to like graduation. So on graduation, graduation practice, all of that, there was an issue because we were also planning our trip to Ocean City. We were planning our trip to Ocean City, Maryland for senior week. And okay, so I just got off the phone with my best friend, and he keeps like, I don't know, I have this brush on my name. He keeps like all the screenshots and messages. Alright, so like I said, I think in the last clip, fast forward to around graduation, and we were planning our senior week trip to Ocean City, Maryland. So we were all putting up for turn up materials. Turn up materials is what I'm gonna call them. So some some people are more drinkers and then some people are more smokers. That's what I'm gonna say. And the people who clearly smoke more put up for what they're smoking, and then people who drink put up for the juice. So in the midst of all of this, it was kind of a mixture of people feeling like someone was talking shit. Brandy felt like my best friend Eddie was talking shit. I'm not gonna say someone because that's my baby. I'm out of here. So she felt like he was talking shit. But mind you, Brandy talked just as much shit as anybody else. Like, and on Eddie. And it was about Eddie. So how can you be mad that Eddie says something about you, but you're saying shit about him? Like, that's always how it's been. She never really liked him. She felt like he talked too much shit, and she would always say, oh, one day somebody's gonna turn around and punch him, but one day someone's gonna turn around and punch you because you talked the same amount of, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you talked a lot of shit too. So that was also that. And then it was basically like Eddie was he had a boyfriend at the time. We're not gonna name unimportant names. And he was coming on the trip with us, but Eddie was paying double for his boyfriend. Like, even on the trip, like when we would go eat or do whatever, Eddie paid everything for his boyfriend at the time. Not his boyfriend anymore. At the time, because, I mean, it's not because, but in return, we were using his boyfriend's car at the time. His boyfriend at the time's car. Y'all get the point, his ex-boyfriend's car. So we were using his car, so it was like, you know, it was kind of like an even exchange because we would have been short a car if it wasn't for him. So, Brandy was saying like, oh, well, why? She didn't want to put up a lot of money for smoke because she's more of a drinker. And so she was like, well, why? She put up a little bit of money for the smoking. So then my best friend Ronay, I think my light just flickered. My best friend Ronay and I told her, well, okay, then you can only smoke a certain amount. Like, if you want to only put out for the smoking, you can only smoke a certain amount. In my opinion, looking back on it, it was kind of stupid because we all ended up smoking and drinking juice. So we could have just, you know, it could have just been like an even exchange, like, you know, you get this, but we were high school seniors and shit went left. So that happened. So she got mad because she was like, well, why does Eddie's boyfriend get to partake in, you know, but he didn't pay for it. But Eddie paid for his half, paid for his boyfriend's half as well, and his half. So Eddie was paying double. So Brandy asked for, I'll say her real name. Brandy asked for her money back. She asked for her money back, but like I said earlier, she's rude. Like, she's just real rude for no reason. So Eddie was like, oh, I had her money. He had her money in his pocket. He's like, okay, but I'm not. He was just like, oh, I'll give it to you later, because he didn't have it. He lied to her, basically. He was like, I'm not going to give it to you until, like, he was saying to me, like, he wasn't going to give it to her until she learned how to, like, ask for it nicely, because who the fuck, like, who are you talking to? And that was kind of like the whole issue that kind of overspilled into Ronay and I's issue with her, because it was kind of like, bitch, well, who the fuck are you talking to? So it was like the last day of senior graduation practice, and we came in, looked at her, seen her, ain't speak, and kept it pushing, like. So then that started a bigger issue, because she was like, oh, well, why y'all gonna act like y'all don't know me, y'all not gonna speak, blah, blah, blah. But me and Ronay agreed. We was like, who the fuck is gonna speak to someone who said some real disrespectful shit the night before? Like, you need to decide what you trying to do. Like, what are you really trying to do? Like, are you going to be my friend, or are you going to be disrespectful? Because you can't be both. Like, you can't be both of those things in one. So how we took it was like, all right, like, if that's how you're gonna act, I'm not gonna speak to you. But she took that as like, well, why the fuck aren't you speaking to me? And we were just like, why do you think? Like, why do you think we're not speaking to you? So that kind of like offended her. This all spilled over into graduation. Like, I have no pictures with this girl. Thank God, though, because I mean, it ain't like we friends. I have no photos with this girl from graduation. I have photos with her from Ocean City because like she was there being fake in my face, and when she didn't really fuck me. But that's besides the motherfucking point. Yeah, so we don't have no pictures from graduation day. I didn't even look for her. I didn't care. I was like, whatever, that's a dub. I'm not going to keep trying to, you know, fix something but keep getting disrespected. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I expect you to have a certain amount of respect for me as your friend, like I said earlier. So I'm not going to, and in this whole relationship, like from like our first argument, that's how I felt. I'm like, I don't like this. Like, you know what I mean? And it was kind of like, it took like senior year, I guess. Like, I guess it just took that amount of time for me to realize it. And I was like, nah, like, we can't keep being friends because you keep wanting to disrespect people. And I'm not trying to get disrespected. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to constantly be disrespected. That's just that. So, I mean, we ended up making up, I guess, from that fight. Not really, but we were going to Ocean City. Like, it was gonna happen. No one was backing out, because if one person backed out, it would raise the price for everybody. And we finally had got a hotel and all that where we could all afford it. So I think she did also threaten to not go, but look, I'm sorry. I was going to cuss her out, like completely cuss her out if she did not go, because that's honestly just ruining the trip for everybody else, because honestly now none of us can really afford to go. So why the fuck would you do that? You know what I mean? But I think she did threaten not to go, but you know, she ended up going. And on the trip, that's a whole nother story time. I'm gonna tell that story time with my best friends. They're gonna be sitting there. I'm gonna be in the middle, and they're gonna be right here. And we're gonna tell that story time together, because that was like a whole week. Like, we were literally there for a week. Like, most people just went for the weekend, but we went there for a whole week. And it was a decent amount of tea that happened, that was spilled, that went down, shade thrown during that week. And me personally, I can't remember all that, so I need 2 other people who was there to help me out. So we're gonna tell that story together. But yeah, so during Ocean City, it was okay. It was like no like big but basically after that trip, our friendship was done. Like, it wasn't completely done. It wasn't done until I had gotten to school, like here. I don't even remember what happened. I just know that one of my other friends told me some things that were being said. And I lied. Okay, I remember. So I posted something on Snapchat, and it really wasn't directed at her. But you know, if someone feels like they did you some harm, or someone feels like they left the situation off with you wrong, they're gonna feel like if you're throwing shade at them. And that wasn't the case. I'm not gonna say I wasn't throwing shade. I was, but it was not directed at her. I wasn't even thinking about her. But I had her on Snapchat, and she had what is that thing called? She, ooh, when you post something and then somebody else posts something like directed at what you posted. So she posted something saying like, I hope that wasn't at me. And I was like, no sis, like it really wasn't. Like it really wasn't. But then I was being petty and that was a shot. Like that was a shot. Because my other friend, she had posted something just saying like, you know, like one day you're gonna see who your real friends are, about something of that nature. I don't even remember what it specifically said. So I screenshot that off her snap, posted it on my snap, and that was a shot. That was a shot. So she said something. She said something, and I just blocked her. Like, I just blocked her, deleted it off everything. Like, I don't care for it. I'm not going to sit here going back and forth with you on Snapchat. You're literally, like, irrelevant to me at this point. So, what am I going to go back and forth with you on Snap for? Like, our friendship is done. This is done. So let's let it be done. Like, let's end it. Let's let it be done. It's no point in it. So that's basically what happened. It was like a little bit more drama after that, like just a little bit, but it was literally nothing serious. Like she said something, keep her name out my mouth or something, and I was like, but who's gonna check me? Like, I don't know. So that was basically that. But that's how I lost a best friend, a so-called best friend. Moral of this story is, when you see some shit, like when you just peep some shit from someone, it could be anyone, it could be any kind of relationship. When you peep some things that you don't necessarily like the disrespect that I was saying, like just blatant disrespect to people, like, you know what I'm saying, like we was never friends, like I'm just a bitch who came for you on the streets, like, you feel me? When you see shit like that, no, that person is not your real friend. Like, that person is not gonna stick around. And also, when you see that they talk shit about everybody else, they're talking shit about you when you're not there. Like, mama, I don't know how many times my mom had told me that, and it took our friendship ending for me to really, you know, realize that. So, you peep some shit, do some shit. Don't keep, you know what I'm saying? Don't keep these bitches around for no reason. Like, now I have perfectly cute pictures with this person in them, and I don't really want to post them just because, like, I'm cool, like, you know what I mean? I'm cool off that. I'm really cool off of it. It's no beef, no turkey, no ham, no salami. It's nothing like that now. I don't really care. I just told the story because it's kind of like, know who your friends are. Know who they are. If you see some shit, I'm just saying. But that's pretty much it for this story time. And I just want you guys to have a wonderful, 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 wonderful week wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.